I moved to the #1 city in Canada and have lived here for a few years. It seems that people either love living in Kelowna or hate it. And with it being the second fastest growing city, it is a hot spot for people relocating right now. And in And I just wanted to share with you my personal pros and cons of living here in Kelowna if you're considering making a relocation out to the city. If you're coming from somewhere cold, you're no longer going to need your winter parka. You might as well just get rid of that sucker because you're going to need a lot lighter winter jackets because it doesn't get too cold here. My first pro of living in Kelowna is the weather. It is a 4-season playground. This would be the main reason why most people relocate to Kelowna. Me personally, I came from Alberta where the winters were cold. I was sick and tired of having to start my vehicle for 20 minutes every single time I wanted to go outside in the winter, and then just scraping the snow and scraping the ice off my windshield each and every morning. The winter, we have an average temperature of around -2, and we typically get a cold snap in January. So this is quite mild compared to a lot of other major cities in Canada. And a lot of times I'm still wearing my shorts when I go out to my morning workouts, even in the morning. Spring and fall are a beautiful time here with all the nature and the orchards. During these seasons, it's just an amazing place to be out in Kelowna. And the best part about Kelowna is the summer. And it doesn't get too crazy hot. It stays around about 24 degrees. Don't get me wrong, there's some weeks and some days where you do see some really high temperatures, but the best part about that is you're able to go jump in the lake and cool off, or rent a boat, or even have your boat here during those really hot days that you can just cool off in. But to go along with all those hot temperatures, here's my first con, and that is the forest fires. So one of the summers that I was here, you weren't able to go outside a ton because the forest fires were so bad. From talking to a lot of people who have been here for a lot of years and doing some research, that was the worst the forest fires had ever been in the history of Kelowna. But it's something to consider when you're moving out here. If you do have like sensitive lungs, this could be something that's going to bug you. I personally do have asthma and kind of sensitive lungs, and it didn't affect me too much, but I did have to limit the amount that I was going outside, and it's just something to be aware of. Along with all that beautiful hot weather and with all the beautiful forestry that we have around, is kind of a recipe for some forest fires. So it's something to keep in mind if you're considering moving here. The second pro is the lifestyle. So I wanted to surround myself with an environment that had some hustle and bustle, but you're able to kind of go play and relax on the weekends if you choose to do so. And Kelowna was the exact fit. And it wasn't like it had a massive population like all these other cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, where there's millions of people in that area. And for me, that you just seem kind of jam-packed like sardines in a can. Here in Kelowna, we don't have a huge population, but we do have a lot of people that are striving for more. So it's in a great environment for people that are looking to hustle. And then you have all the activities that you can do. So the lifestyle is just an amazing, it's an A+ here in Kelowna. My second con is the gray skies. And for me, this is probably the biggest bummer because during the winter, with all the humidity and us being in the valley, we do get a haze over where we don't get a ton of sunlight through the winter months. So it's just to keep in mind that you might have a little bit of mood swings with the lack of sunlight in Kelowna. My next pro is the beaches. So Kelowna has so many different beaches to choose from, and you can even stretch out to Penticton or Lake Country or Vernon if you want to check out some other beaches that may be not as busy. That's something that's just amazing. It feels like you're in Mexico, that you can just go out, walk out on the beach and go for a swim right in your own backyard. And for me, that was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to move out to Kelowna, is because I love the water. I'm not necessarily a person that's going to be boating and stuff, but I just like being on the beach and I like swimming in the lake. I would love to hear your opinion in the comments below, what you think of Kelowna. Okay, my next con of Kelowna is the busy summer. It's known for its tourism, and a lot of people like to say that the population almost doubles in the summer. So with you being a local here, it's kind of a pain in the butt because the roads are not laid out good for traffic, and you just get all these traffic jams all throughout the city, no matter kind of the time. Especially if you're going across the bridge to West Kelowna, it can sometimes take you like 45 minutes, which is a bummer, and I just personally try to avoid not going over there if I don't have to. The other part of it too is if you're trying to make like a spontaneous reservation, or you're just trying to go out to eat somewhere, it is difficult to get in a lot of times in the summer because there's so many people that come here. So it's just something to keep in mind during the summer if you are a local in Kelowna. My next pro is business opportunities. So just like I was alluding to in the lifestyle, that it has a good amount of hustle, it has an amazing blend blend of its economy where it doesn't have one sector that's just a major influencer. We have everything finance, tech, aviation, winery, tourism, and lots more with construction. It is a great blend of economy which can lead to opportunities in any industry for anyone coming here. It's not just specialized in one, and that's why I think it's such a pro, because anyone can move here. You can find something that you like. You can try a few different industries, and Kelowna is going to have all of it to offer. And just for me being here, I've met so many amazing entrepreneurs and business people alike, which I believe has transformed my potential on what I'll be able to achieve just by living here in Kelowna. My next con is the real estate prices. So we do have high real estate prices. If we're to compare this to, say, Toronto, that has an average single family home price of 2 million, or even Vancouver that has an average home price of 1.9 million, Kelowna coming in right at the $1,013,000 mark doesn't sound too bad. But if you were to compare this to another big city like Calgary, which is 572,000, and I believe was voted the #1 livable city for all its opportunities, this is a con of being in Kelowna, that a lot of people just can't quite afford the housing. You have to either take a load from your parents or have a really good paying job. Not saying that you won't be able to do it over 4 or 5 years, save up money for a down payment, but just you being able to move here as a younger person with no financial stability, it's gonna be tough for you to get into the real estate market right away, and you're probably gonna have to rent for a few years until you're able to afford that starter condo or whatever kind of happens in your life direction. But the best part about that is I've seen clients who have purchased condos for certain prices, and the amount of appreciation that they've seen in that 5-year period, they're able to refinance these condos, take out that money and purchase a single family home, and then still own that condo that now starts cash flowing, and they have 2 properties just with the amount that real estate prices have gone up. And it's pretty cool because these families in this case, and especially the one I just helped, with them buying the single family home, it actually brought down their monthly expenses because they found a home that had a suite, which led to them now being able to save more money. So it is possible. You just need to find out a way that's going to work for you. And if anyone has any questions on how they can set up a plan to purchase a home, even if you're 3 or 4 or 5 years out, I'd love to sit down and make that happen for you. And if you're getting good information on what it's like to live here in Kelowna, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be dropping weekly real estate market videos so you stay in touch with exactly what's going on in Kelowna and in the real estate market. My next pro is the indoor and outdoor activities that's available here in Kelowna. Kelowna is definitely known for everything outdoors. You got beautiful hiking trails, you got so many biking paths, you got all these golf courses and wineries that people can go to. But with it being a decent sized city, it has a great blend of indoor activities that you're able to do with theater, good gyms. We have a lot of top end restaurants. We have a thriving downtown core that they're currently revitalizing and putting a lot of effort and focus into it, being a major attraction for people to come and view. And then we have a few major sports teams and Prospera Place that does get some decent concerts that come through. So it has this awesome blend of wicked outdoor activities and great infrastructure for indoor as well. And I haven't really came across many cities that are like that. Either if you move to Vancouver, where you potentially get this blend, but then you're around a massive population. So I think this is such a pro for Kelowna. Kelowna doesn't have too many cons, and the pros definitely outweigh whatever negative comes along with living here. For me, the only other bummer is that my family isn't close to me, so I do miss being able to go over for those Sunday suppers at my parents' place and seeing all my family. But here's the last pro that I have for people that are looking to move to Kelowna, and that is retirement. So many people retire here, and it just rejuvenates them because it has the 4-season playground. So if you want to go to the lake, or in the wintertime you love skiing or snowboarding, but then in the spring and fall, you just have such a beautiful outdoor scenery, where a lot of times if you lived somewhere else, you'd probably just be active in the summer, and then when the winter comes, you're stuck in your home for most of that season. Where in Kelowna, you literally can do anything in each and every one of the seasons. And this is why so many people retire here, because they're able to go on daily walks and see the beautiful lake, or even if they want to go up on a biking path or hit a hike. And it seems to just have such a positive effect on people that they're able to do this. And if you're seriously considering moving to Kelowna, you can go to our website, Kelowna Home Source, or I'll leave a link in the description below where you can book a call with me, and I can help weigh out the pros and cons for you if it makes sense for you to move. And if you want to take it a step further and you're interested in seeing what the top neighborhoods are in Kelowna, you're going to want to watch this video right here.